Hello. Yeah, we hear each other. Good morning, everyone. I'm Filip, Developer Relations Manager from Unique Network, and I'll be taking a rather unique look at NFTs. Well, pun intended, that never gets old. But a rather unique look at NFTs from a specific angle that we kind of didn't look at. And we always, when we imagine NFTs, and as we've seen in this presentation, we see them as a sort of we associate an image to an NFT, and we think of trading, and we think of NFTs as collectibles, and we think of them as certain stores of value or a way to communicate and engage a community. And this is the initial aspect of the NFTs, which is very interesting. But as the title says, and it's a bit science fiction title actually, and I promise I'm going to explain what I exactly mean, the paradigm of sovereign data. But what I want to convey in this presentation is the future of NFTs, where they're going. But before we embark on that journey, a little bit of background about what Unique Network actually is and what we're trying to do. Unique Network is a parachain that is specifically optimized for NFTs, which means it resolves and provides a lot of functionality through the way you create NFTs, the way you customize NFTs, and the way you apply NFTs. We are an infrastructure network, which means that we provide the ways to do that. There are three levels at which we can observe the benefits of having this angle. We provide for the user, at the user level, that would be both for the users and the developers, but for the developers, the SDK, a way to actually really easily implement technology, the implementation and creation of NFTs. We have a sponsorship palette which allows easy onboarding through providing a way for somebody to claim NFTs without having any coins in their wallet, which is a phenomenal thing if you want to really promote NFTs and push out NFTs, like in the case we saw here, through an effort where you do not require of the user to already have a wallet and to purchase tokens to actually be a part of the whole endeavor. At a data level, the NFTs provide a way to organize and utilize complex data, and what that actually means is the flexibility of the metadata. As you probably know, NFTs do not only contain images, they are actually carriers of data, and we'll get much more into a second part of the presentation where I'll go into more detail, but the idea is that they carry a lot of space for a lot of metadata, and metadata is actually information which can be organized and utilized in complex ways. And at a system level, customizable NFTs are something we'll get into much more detail later as a way of pooling together different NFTs, making structures of it, and I'm going to move on the next slide here to kind of speed up a little bit. From niche to mainstream, how we're actually making this mass adoption. Through the SDK, as I mentioned, it eliminates the learning curve for developers. I'll get into that a bit later, but the sponsoring transactions, we mentioned that in a second. That is actually sponsoring, allowing transactions to happen, to be sponsored from the one who's providing the service. Onboarding projects with EVM compatibility. We have a EVM compatibility layer, which I need to, at this point, explain. The Unique Network actually has 4 chains. It is a parachain both on the Kusama network, which is the Quartz network, a parachain on the Polkadot network, which is the Unique Network. There is a test network called Opal network, which has the cutting-edge technology pushed through the test network with the valueless coins, so you can quickly develop your dApps. But there is a 4th chain, Sapphire chain, which is a strange concept. It is actually the test network with the alpha and the pre-alpha solutions, but in an environment where you can use the Quartz token, which is tradable. And the reason for creating this network was for those developers who wanted the cutting-edge technology that is really, really on the edge of the newest thing that we're developing, and you want to apply it in already to promote it as an application and push it out into the world and have real-world interaction. We have an approach to using the native XCM, and there's a lot of development going on now in terms of, and discussions of how NFTs can actually transfer between the parachains themselves. And of course, we have the fiat on-ramp solutions, which allow you to easily interact with, to use fiat money to gain, to purchase NFTs. Now, an extremely ugly slide. I know, I made it like that because never underestimate the impact of bad design. But there is a reason for this. This is something which we kind of quite naturally associate with digital wallets. A wallet is a wallet. But this concept here is also we quite easily associate with tokens. Cryptocurrencies, yeah, currencies, you put them in a wallet, yeah, natural. So what are NFTs, and why you put them in wallets? Here's the thing. There's an analogy to be made here between NFTs and credit cards, in a sense. Let's call it plastic. The plastic contains metadata. In a sense, an NFT, we can make an analogy with a credit card. Analogies are not really useful way of conveying information, but if we stay within the boundaries of what makes sense, NFTs are almost like plastic cards. And these plastic cards, they contain data. And it's different data, quite different data. You might have a plastic card that you use to enter your fitness club. You might have a credit card as a plastic card. And the main concept that is necessary to convey here, that NFTs are actually carriers of metadata. Now, that opens doors to a whole new story. And this big, ugly picture behind the wallet, well, what you see there is a loyalty program. You've probably all seen that. You buy 3 coffees and you get the 4th free, or you're in a supermarket, and you get some kind of a loyalty program there. Well, one of the biggest conceptual questions is, what are refundable tokens used for? Why would you fractionalize a token? And, well, there's an example in real life. Those are all fractions, pieces that you collect. And once you collect all the pieces and have the entire token, you get something for it. So there's one application for refundable or fractionalized tokens, but there are much more. Why did I use this picture here? I wanted to open your mind to observe the fact that NFTs can be applied in some quite unexpected ways. Now, the key for that lies in the idea that the NFT carries metadata. So, remember, everybody uses this term like not your keys, not your crypto, in case of when you have the data or the coins at another place and not in your wallet. Well, there's actually a way to look at NFTs the same way. Not your NFT, not your data. If it's not in your wallet, somebody else has it. And why am I saying this? Because we're actually observing something which is just on the horizon, and that is why I say the advent of NFTs. I see a future where NFTs will carry crucial information, contracts, deeds of houses, lands. This is sovereign data, which is contained in the blockchain for time immemorial. But the ownership of the data is contained in the tokenized concept that you're actually capturing with the NFTs. Now, since I've said that, I think it's an easy case to make that the NFTs have a great future, and there's so much more to happen. So, I have to run quickly with the continue quickly with the presentation. We're running out of time. So let's look at this. There are the three types of the digital asset classes associated with the unique blockchain and blockchains in general. NFTs, when we're talking about it, are fungible, non-fungible, and refungible tokens. We just mentioned use cases for that. Bundles is a concept that Unique Network applies to NFTs, which provides a completely new way to organize NFTs into these structures of data. Now, NFTs can contain, actually, just like a wallet, fungible, refungible, non-fungible tokens in a tree-like structure, a spanning tree, which allows you to organize NFTs in a structure. And you would say, why would I organize NFTs in a structure? Well, we just talked about it a second ago. Here, they're just images, but imagine if they contain data. It would absolutely make sense to make a structure which contains data organized in a way so that you can even detach a whole subtree of the NFT structure and in that way convey and transfer information further on. Now, since we're talking about nesting, I want to give you the simplest case of where everybody gets it when it comes down to nesting. What you see here is the result of a hackathon challenge Unique Network made last year. And this is one of the winners. The challenge was to apply nesting in a meaningful way. And the most direct concept where it really kind of makes the point is like in a game. So what you see here is an NFT structure of other NFTs which can be combined into segments which are then segments of, well, here you go, swords, hats, shields, whatever, in whichever way you want to organize it. So providing bundling as a solution actually gives you a very simple way to organize and restructure your NFTs. Now, there is an idea, oh God, the time's up. I'm sorry for taking the time, but I have to convey this idea because it's lovely. We see a future where you will be able to actually share with other owners of NFTs your own NFT, and you give your own NFT to be included in the bundle. And for example, I have a character and I have the sword of good fortune and I have the boots, and another user has the boots of the fastest travel. And you combine together with somebody who has a great character and say, hey, let's play in a game, and if we win, we share the proceeds from that, from the way we divide the proceeds from winning the game. So it's in the future. It provides a way. Also, this way of organizing data actually allows you to have all these elements that combine into a bundle as entities, NFT entities, which are easy to push out on the market. We provide the way to make that very simple. Now, to finish off, optimized blockchains for NFTs. What are the benefits? I'm talking to you, the developers here, because this is the point. As an infrastructure network, we actually want to provide a way for you to quickly, rapidly develop applications, distributed, decentralized applications on the network. And the way we do that is through SDKs. The SDKs actually provide a quick development cycle because they use languages like JavaScript, Kotlin for mobiles, Swift for iOS, which encapsulate the whole concept of creating very complex operations on the blockchain, creating collections, creating NFTs, customizing NFTs, creating bundles, creating dynamic NFTs. All these are the features that the Unique Network NFTs provide. So what happens when you create the methods which do this? You get super fast WASM compiled, WebAssembly compiled contracts which are atomically fast. You get method calls for invoking blockchain features. Method calls as in create a bundle, create 10,000 NFTs with one call, instead of writing contracts and apply complex features as method calls. This in turn allows an implementation of high-level programming abstractions, SDKs that implement these things for the mobile platform, for the web. This means you get to do blockchain magic without writing contracts. Yay, because then you can focus your contract skills in really, really customizing your way of how you want the NFTs implemented, and leave all the essential steps that are common to all NFTs to these very efficient methods. Because the RESTful service provides the utility, there is no worry for updates and no breaking project dependencies and accompanying rebuilds, which means the APIs provide access to the most recent version of the methods that you'll be calling. Web2 developers, proficient JavaScript and TypeScript developers can jump right in. So, Unique Network has a YouTube channel. Take a look at it. There's a Web2 to Web3 in 45 minutes. That's all you need to become almost immediately capable of creating very complex things worth looking into, but this is what it provides. Multi-platform development gets a boost because you can have a team that can quickly develop for the web, for the mobile, because they use the same calls and methods, and all of this is also accessible via the EVMs. So as I said, we have 4 chains. 2 of them are on the main chains, 2 of them are development chains, and we have an EVM engine which provides the same functionality with the contracts that are enacted through WebAssembly and Substrate actually mirrored. And not only the methods mirrored in the EVM as custom contracts, but also the addresses. So you have one common address space across both of those platforms, and you choose approaches, and you choose which way you want to go. So quickly to finish off, optimized blockchain for NFTs, net effect, reduced development time, reduced team size, reduced development costs. Why? Smaller teams, faster turnover, and lower entry bar for creating complex apps. Why? Because you use JavaScript, TypeScript, and Kotlin, and things you're already used to call methods which do very complex things and eliminate the need to create complex and custom contracts for everything. So I've really used up my time. I'm sorry for this, but here's a chance if you want to get in touch with us. We are very open. You can reach over to us on Telegram. If you're a developer, we have a developer channel. So please take a look at it, and we'll be really happy to, I'm talking to the developers as well, we'll be really happy to help you if you embark on a project in building in Unique Network. Thank you very much.